Good evening, all. So let's discuss today what is what are the different type of leadership basically people love. I assume only two comparison which you can see it on a screen. The one is called a micromanagement. I hope you are aware of micromanagers, right? There are a lot of people who get promoted to team leader or could be manager. But then do they really work as a manager or they work as a micromanager? Basically, when you act as a leader, you respect and understand the person, correct? So when you see manager and when you go to the manager, can you just check? Then micromanager will always try to check everything, and once he approve, then only you will be able to progress, right? But then what happens in terms of leader, real leader? He will say that, hey, keep me updated of progress. I trust. So trust is most important part of true leader. Now, if you weren't available online by 9 a.m., yes, time is important. Definitely, we respect for time. But sometimes people do have their personal challenges, right? And then they take these things as a flexibility option. But micromanager will make sure that if person says should be available in 9 o'clock, then dot 9 o'clock he should be available. And if he's not, then he will ask where were you. But when the person, the leader is a trust-based leader, then he will always say that, hey, okay, I know you might be late today, but what I request you to make sure this action or activity which is given it to you, you make it complete. That's what which is required for me. And this is what which creates a trust or could be relationship between this person and his manager or could be leader. They always now when you are a micromanager, they they ask us check the input and don't make any decision. You do as director. So whatever I says, you do it. Now, when the leader, the trust-based leader, he will not judge the person. He will say, "You try your own way. Let me know if you need any kind of support." So he gives some liberty, some free hand to the person, so that his creative mind will be on and he can give the beautiful result. Next, when you don't follow his word or his instruction, the micromanager will be unhappy definitely, and then he will say, why you did not follow my instruction? I told you to do XYZ. Why you are applying your brain? Well, I when I give some instruction, just follow it. But then when it is a true leader, he said, I love your unique approach. What led you to try this? So he is trying to understand the person's thought process. And if it is required to correct, definitely he will guide the person. But he will also give an opportunity for person to think differently. When you will be with micromanager, he will ask you update me on every step of progress. But when you are with true leader, he will say, keep me in loop for update. I trust you will handle it effectively. And finally, you can give me the final detail. That is more than enough. So he respect the person, he trusts the person. When you are with micromanager, he said, this isn't good enough. He'll try to figure it out a lot of issues. Now, when you make some mistake, the leader will check. He will give the direction. He will walk through your thought process, or he will help you to understand the concept in case there are some challenges. In case of micromanager, he will ask you to give the things very quickly. Urgency is fine. Emergency is okay. But for every task, if your manager asks you to do it very quickly, very easily, without wasting a time, if he says, the person will have a lot of pressure, right? But when you have trust-based leader, he will check what are the challenges, what are the blockers, and how can I help you to remove it. He will apply his thought and he will try to help the person to make the things happen easily. When you are with micromanager, he just want to check everything. Even for the draft also, could be it might be extreme condition, but he is too much into the detail. Where true leader will always believe and shows his interest towards the final version of the copy. That's all. When you are with this kind of micromanager, if you commit some mistake, rather than correcting you, he will say, "Hey, every time I need to double check your work, then what why you should be there? Why I should validate every now and then?" So first of all, he's asking you to get his approval. He is not correcting you. On the top of that, he is also asking you to double check. He is double checking your work. But if you are a bit true leader, he will simply say that I trust your attention to the detail. Let me know if you face any challenges. So, in short, when we are with such kind of manager who is called as a micromanager, people feel irritation. People gets irritated and they don't want to continue with such kind of person. They always or every team members or could be any team member always become happy if they are with a leader who is showing trust, who is caring person, who's guiding the team, who is trying to help the person for the correct action, and he makes sure that, or he or she, whoever with the leader, he or she will make sure that as a leader, he will guide you, correct you, and try to understand your process too, or could be thought process. And he will not interfere in your work. He gives a free hand to you so that you can utilize your creativity to give the better result. And such kind of people will always try to make the team flourish, and people will always climb the ladder of success when you have such kind of leaders with you. I'm not asking you to check your leader, but if you are climbing the ladder of success, if you are trying to become your team leader and manager, just try to think that if somebody wants to work with you and if you behave like this, will they stick with you? Or would you like to work with the people who keeps irritating you as a micromanager? Or would you like to work with a leader who gives a free hand, who corrects you, who trusts you, and try to guide you to make sure the results will be the best so that you will also progress during this process. Thanks. Myself, Ganesh. I'm mindset and communication coach. You may connect with me on my WhatsApp 9880 and my email ganesh_borade@yahoo.com. Thanks, and let's discuss our connect could be on next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.